Good afternoon, traders. This is Raul Rivera with your afternoon market profile analysis. Today is July 6th, 2017. Let's get started with today's analysis on the day. And as we can see, today we traded a lot lower today. The Dow futures are down 131 points at the current moment. The Nasdaq is down 50 bucks. The S&P 500 is down 19 and a quarter points on 1,500,000 contracts. That's pretty good volume. It's what we've been missing for quite some time. Volatility is also moved up a bit. Volatility is up 13%. I still think that's unchanged. We want to see the VIX trading around 15 to 16 or higher. That's real volatility, and that's the real uncertainty that makes day trading a lot better. It creates ranges from high to low of in the S&P of 20 to 40 points almost daily, and it's the ideal type of volatility that we look for in the S&P 500. Looking at other markets, the 30-year bond is down 1 point at 0.67%. The 10 years traded lower by 60 ticks here. It's not really 60 ticks. You got to divide by 5, so 60 divided by 5, that's actually 12 ticks. So it's lower by 12 ticks on 1,400,000 contracts. Crude had a really nice day and then sold off at the highs, and it's pretty cool. I'll show you that how we use the market profile to call that the absolute high on today's crude oil market. Gold, this one didn't do anything all day long. It's higher by almost 3 points, close to 0.25%. Yen, euro, British pound, all these markets are trading higher. The euro was the absolute winner of today's currencies, up 0.68%. Soybeans finally got to that $1,000 level. Soybeans and the grains have had really great price action ever since the agriculture report came out last Friday, I believe. And lean hogs, we're still looking for a short, but it hasn't sold off enough just yet to for us to think that there's enough momentum behind the move to the short side. But we do think lean hogs are going to move lower, and I definitely am stalking it for a pretty massive short swing trade. All right, so let's lower this here. The S&P 500 closing at its lowest level since the contract rollover. Currently, it's trading 2408. And like I said, it's at its lowest closing level of the contract rollover since the September contract rollover. We have a low set at 2402, and that's only 6 points away. I'm sure in the overnight session, we're definitely gonna retest those lows and possibly trade lower. There hasn't really been anything that's been a catalyst for us to go any higher, except for tomorrow we do have the non-farm payrolls to contend with. Looking at the Dow, this one, it's near its lowest closing levels of the September contract. The lowest closing level was 21,264, and it made a low of 21,131. Then again, we did make all-time highs in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, so falling 0.64% versus the S&P, it's not really all that big. And the Nasdaq, we had a short cover rally yesterday. Today, almost a bearish engulfing. We did make a low down here to 55.81 and a quarter, and that was about it. Technology sector still getting beat up. There's no hope for that. And looking at the seasonality of the VIX, we are starting to get a little spike to the upside, which is good. I would like for volatility to spike up to its average, which is around 15 to 16, and remain inside that average. That will make all sorts of day trading just that much better. More profits, more trading, more opportunity, more activity. As of right now, we've had to deal with low volatility for the longest period of time, and it's been tough to trade in this type of low volatility environment, especially with the indices. I've actually done really, really well with the crude oil contract and that's actually been my favorite this year, just because the S&P just has no volatility, no range. But looks like it's starting to come in here in the summertime a little bit. I would like it to go back to its average. And looking at the indices towards the end of the day, looks like the Russell had the best performing against the S&P 500 futures. You know, about 0.05% higher than the S&P, but you know, it looks like around the 1 o'clock hour, that's when things started to go bad and all the indices began to fall. Looking at the global markets, Europe actually ended up green today, followed by Japan. And the emerging markets, China, you know, relative all to the S&P 500, they all traded pretty much down lower by close to 1%, close to 0.75%. Europe was the clear winner today in the global markets. All right, coming back to the futures market, which is our main focus. Checking out the market profile here in the S&P. Once again, we came close to our short area of 24 to 25. You know, we had some value area highs. Value area highs and value area lows we wanted to, you know, retest. The market didn't quite give it to us, but we did reach the bottom of our range, and that's kind of where we stopped. So we were looking to short 23 to 25, and we were looking to get long inside 05 to 08. Looking at the intraday chart, we can see we quite didn't make it to the sell area, but we did enter the buy area. The only thing I didn't like about this entering the buy area is the time. So it was too close to the end of the day. There wasn't really a trade. Now today I didn't take any trades. I was busy programming and working on some other projects. Like I mentioned, my favorite contract is crude oil, and today we had the crude oil inventory number, and we had one heck of an inventory number. I'll get to that when we take a look at the market profile chart of gold. But usually on inventory day, I'll put on a bracket to try and catch the high and the low of crude oil, but didn't work out today. And like I said, I was busy doing other projects that I like to keep my mind on. So the S&P actually had a few areas where the buying and the selling was good. This bar right here especially, we had increasing volume, we had a breakout, and we had also increasing volume on the cumulative view of volume, and that, you know, ended up you know, potentially a 4-point winner if you caught it right around there. And then it reversed. We got a humongous sell. I mean, the biggest sell volume that we've seen in a pretty long while, since around 1 o'clock a few days ago. Looks like during the holiday. And we had a breakout to the downside. Volume was already negative, and we see it go even more negative. You know, right here was the sell, and that also worked out pretty darn well. Like I said, I didn't trade it, so, you know, in hindsight it looks fantastic, but we take these trades live every single day. I take them live every single day except for today, you know, working on some projects. But we take these trades every single day. You know, these indicators, they work real time. You know, I don't create indicators that are just crap, right? I create indicators that work real time, not in hindsight, and indicators that print just live real time. You know, can't get any better than that. So looking at the profile, we did sell, right? D followed by a B. We were looking to be short or long at these specific levels. You know, splitting the profile. It looks like we started moving lower around the 2 o'clock hour, from 2020 down to as low as 24.05 and a quarter. That's quite the sell-off. but that's that in the S&P. Looking at crude oil, we had the inventory report today. It actually came in really, really well, but traders weren't having it. Crude oil traders were not having it. We had an inventory draw of 6.29 million barrels, and we were only expecting an inventory draw of 2.28 million barrels, and so a larger draw than expected. That's gonna prop prices up, and it did, and it came right into our sell area. And we had this information very early this morning in our hands before the crude oil inventory report, and we were looking to sell 46.40 to 50. I had my bracket higher. I knew we would have an inventory draw. I just figured, I guess I was just too extended. I should have kept it here at 46.40, would have caught a really great trade, but I was too extended. I tried going for 80 to 90 on my bracket. Of course, we didn't come anywhere near close to 80 to 90, but we did hit 46.40 to 40 to 50 on that trade. When we take a look at the intraday chart, this was the inventory report right here. Came into that area, and from there sold off to a very low down here, 45.22. So selling 46.40 to 50. Okay, 40 to 50, and selling at the absolute low. Of course, this is very hard to do, knowing exactly where the very low is going to be, but selling up here and covering our shorts down here, potential profit was over $1, and that's something pretty rare in the crude oil market. So it's a pretty special type of trade, seeing that right on our level that we drew this morning, they sold it right away and could have made a potential $1 on that trade. Like I said, I myself was a bit too extended, trying to sell 80 to 90, but our levels were spot on accurate early this morning. When we split the distributions apart, right in here, this value area is what interested us at first, and then these value areas up here. So this value area held very nicely, and it's something you can't do. I mentioned it this morning as well. There's so many traders out there that tell you need to be buying at the low of value, you need to be selling the top of value, or you need to be buying the breakout above value, or sell the breakdown below value, without really knowing where value is. I mean, with the market profile indicator that we have for NinjaTrader, we can merge and split profiles, and when we merge this one together, I mean, this is just a great example. I mean, where's the value area in this market? Well, we have volume profile value area from here to here, and we have market profile value area from here all the way to the highs. Okay, how do I know what value area is going to work and which one is not? I mean, you can't. You have to split the distributions from multi-distributions to singular distributions. And and our software can do that just by this simple click of a button of your mouse. Simple click of the mouse, and you're already splitting distributions. So when you split distributions from multiples to singulars, you get the singular distribution value area as well, split apart. And that's the most useful information that you could get from a market profile. This is how the pros do it. This is how the institutions do it. This is the way and absolutely best way to catch the low and the high of the market, see where true support and resistance is, because there's a lot out there that tells you where support and resistance is, and a lot of times it's wrong. Okay, the market profile can be wrong as well, but it's it's very, very accurate at least 80% of the time. So that's crude oil. Looking at the 30-year, this one we were looking to sell. Again, we were looking to sell everything. Nobody's buying anything. We were definitely looking to sell. This one, again, just another one that didn't bear any fruit. After the splits were done, we took a look at a couple value areas in the market's near-term memory that we liked. These two right here, so we put a level there. Market didn't quite get to that level today. When we take a look at the 30 year's been tough to catch a trade. It's been a tough one to catch a trade. When we take a look at the intraday chart, we can see that prices never really entered any of these levels, let alone this high one up here. But we were looking to sell 28 to 30 and 20 to 23. 20 to 23. So we were looking to sell these areas. We didn't quite get to them, so it is what it is. Sometimes you put your orders out there, they get filled. Sometimes they don't. That's just the way it goes sometimes. And finally, taking a look at gold. Like I said, this market just did not do anything today. Perfectly symmetrical D-shaped distribution. I mean, look at the way this distributed today. Pretty nice and even. Looks exactly as it should, right? A bell-shaped curve. D-shaped distribution, absolutely nothing. After the splits were complete, we took a look at a couple value areas here. At the lows, these two value areas, they didn't bear any fruit. I mean, the market just did not sell off and it did not rally. It just consolidated for the rest of the day on larger ask volume than bid volume. So we had a positive imbalance of 1433 in gold today. And taking a look at the intraday chart, again, just this market just didn't do anything. I mean, when we take a look at the breakout oscillator here, we were just dead. Not a lot of action. Volume, a lot less than prior sessions, as you can see. And we just didn't do anything. I mean, we just remained inside of value. So you can see the value areas from here to here. And you know what? Let me get you a better visual representation of that value area. So from here to here. Okay. And where did we trade at the most? So you can see, I mean, prices were inside value for most of the time. I mean, it's just pure consolidation. Nothing you could really do about that, but it was really a boring day in the gold market. Anyways, guys, that's all the time I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been enjoying making these live videos for you guys. Seems like a lot of people have been liking these videos as well, so get used to them. We're gonna try and make these on a daily basis. So everyone, good luck with your trading. Tomorrow we do have the non-farm payrolls at 8:30 a.m. So I'm gonna do the video just slightly after the non-farm payrolls. I'm not gonna make a video before. It's a little too early. Not only that, but it's also the Trump and Putin meeting. So whatever, who knows what's gonna come out of that. We got the non-farm payrolls, average weekly earnings, blah blah. Things that I don't really pay too much attention to. I'm more of a reaction trader. I don't dive into the absolute details of each report. I actually like to trade price action. So I want to see the reaction to prices in all the major asset classes, stocks, bonds, futures, and see what happens, see what comes out of these non-farm payrolls. So that'll be at 8:30 tomorrow. That's the biggest news. And then at 1 o'clock, obviously, we have the Baker Hughes rig count, I do believe. Do we have that? Doesn't look like it. I'm not seeing it. But it should be there. I mean, every single Friday they come out with that report. So be on the lookout for that. Anyways, guys, good luck with your trading. Good luck tomorrow morning for the non-farm payrolls. Hope everybody has a great day. And I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks.